This is slope-intercept equation from 2 points. Now we're going to do all of these problems right here in 3 steps. Now step 1 is to calculate m, step 2 is to calculate b, and step 3 is to create our final answer. So we're going to start with step 1 right now, and it is to calculate m. And what we want to do is we want to plug in the x1, the x2, the y2, and then the y1 into our slope equation. So we're going to do that right now. M equals -4 minus 8. We're going to have a fraction, -1 minus 2. Now this all equals -12 and 3. That fraction there. And now that equals 4, but what we can actually do is we can reduce it to just give us -4. So now we're going to move on to step 2, and we're going to plug in x, y, and m into the equation. And now from the original problem, we're going to plug x, y, and then y1. Sorry, x1 and then y1 into the equation with m. So now we're going to do that. We are going to have 8 equal -4 times -4 plus b. Now what we want to do there is we want to combine these right here, and that equals 16. Now what we want to do is we want to take away 16 from each side, and that is going to give us -8 equals b. Now for step 3, we are going to create our final answer. Now we're going to plug in the m from step 1 and then b from step 2. Now to create our final answer, what we're going to do, we're going to have, we're going to have y equals -4 x minus 8. And that's our final answer, and that's our problem. Now we're going on to number 2. You can see here. Now we're going to follow the same exact problem structure as before with the 3 steps. Step 1 is going to calculate m, and that's going to be 6 minus 3, and then -1 minus -7. And now these two right here, these are going to turn into a plus. So that's going to give us 8 and 6. Because, like I said before, these two negatives make a positive. So what we're going to do, we're going to do just like before. We're going to calculate b. We're going to plug in the m, the x1, and then the y1 into the equation. So what we're going to have is we are going to have -2 equals 8 over 6, and then 6. And now we're just going to solve this. Now combining those, we get 8. And now we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. And that is going to give us -10 equals b. And now this will equal, now we're going to assemble our final answer, and that is y equals 8 over 6x minus 10. And that is our final answer. Now we're going to move on to number 3, and that is 8 and then -3 and -4, 6. So just like before with our 3 steps, m equals 6 minus -3, and then -4 minus 8. And now this gives us -12 over 9. And now this can actually be reduced. We're going to take 3 out of each. So this can be 4 over 3. So now we're going to put that into our step 2, which is going to be negative 3 equals negative 3 over 4. Oh, sorry. Just supposed to be parentheses there. And then we are going to have 6 plus b. Now what we're going to do is we're going to combine these and get 9 over 2. And now we're going to add that to both, negative 9 over 2. We're going to add that to both sides. And then that will give us 3 over 2 equals b. And now to assemble our final answer, we are going to have y equals negative 9 over 12 x plus 3 over 2. Oh, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be 3 over 4. And that's our final answer for that one. Now to our final problem. We are going to first start out with, of course, our first step. We have m equals negative 5 minus 2. And then 3 minus 9. Now this is going to equal negative 7 over 12. Now we're going to move on to step 2, which is again to calculate b. Now we're going to put that into our b equation. And now our b equation for this problem is actually going to be 2 equals negative 7, 12, and then a negative 5 plus b. And I'm just realizing up here, for the second problem, we need that plus b up there if that is required. So now moving back down here, we have plus b, and now combining these, we are going to get negative 35 over 12. And now we're going to add those to both sides. Oh, sorry. This actually gives us a positive, and we are still going to subtract by both sides. So it is a positive, but we're going to subtract. And this is going to give us negative 11 over 12 plus, equals b. Sorry, I'm a little off today, as you can probably find out. And then we're going to go into step 3, which is to create our final answer. And it's y equals negative 7 over 12 x minus 11 over 12. That's our final answer.